what is the red flag that a lot of real estate associations are saying the reason why wholesaling is illegal?
Okay. Generally speaking, in Louisiana, and let me just preface everything, I am a Louisiana attorney. I'm not licensed to practice in any other state than Louisiana. So anything I say relates to Louisiana law. If you're in any other state than Louisiana, you need to contact somebody in that state to find out what their position is. But generally speaking, in Louisiana, any contract is assignable unless the contract itself says that is not assignable without permission of both parties. We rarely see that language in a purchase agreement, except when we're dealing with properties that may be an REO, a real estate owned property that a financial institution is trying to resell. In their contract, they may have a clause that says you cannot assign the contract, but generally speaking, any contract is assignable. So it's not the process of assigning the contract that people challenge or buying the property and reselling it that people challenge. It's the act of, are you really signing the contract to purchase it on your own, or are you only doing it in order to find someone else to sell the property to? And essentially, if you're doing that, if you tell a seller that you're not going to take title to the property, you just want to get it under the contract and then go assign that contract to someone else, and it's never your intent to buy it, then you're probably acting as a real estate agent. And the law in Louisiana is pretty clear that you cannot act as a real estate agent without being licensed by the state Louisiana Real Estate Commission. So that's what they're trying to crack down on, is people who are essentially acting as a real estate agent without being licensed by using this form of a transfer, either an assignment or a double close.
Right. What I'm noticing also, and that's real good information. But do I need a real estate license to wholesale? Because that's been a big question too. Do I need a real estate license to actually start wholesale?
As long as you're not holding yourself out to a seller as you are simply helping them to resell their property, that you are finding a end buyer for them, then you're not acting as an agent, and so you don't have to be licensed. If a big question that arises a lot is, how are you marketing the property after you get it under contract? And this is something that the Louisiana Real Estate Commission is really concerned with. You'd rarely see anyone challenge someone for wholesaling unless a complaint has been made to the Real Estate Commission that you're acting as an agent. So if you just go on Craigslist or someplace like that and advertise that you have a house to sell and you don't own that house, you only actually have a contract to purchase that house, then the Real Estate Commission is going to say that you are publicly marketing that property for someone else. And to do that, you have to be a licensed realtor. There was currently, as I said, I don't think it's illegal unless you take some of those steps, such as how you market it and things like that. If you just contact someone one-on-one and tell them that you have a property to sell, that you have under contract, if it's someone you already have a relationship with, then I doubt if anyone is ever going to challenge that. What has recently happened in this session of the legislature, the Louisiana Real Estate Commission had a representative file a bill that expressly says in order to assign a contract, you have to have a real estate license. That is the bill that was proposed, and that's what they tried to get through. They said at the hearing that they don't want to prevent anyone from wholesaling. They just want to protect the general public by making the people who do this be licensed, so that they have to fall under the Real Estate Commission and all of their guidelines as to what kind of contract you have to use, what kind of responsibility and obligations you have to the buyer and seller and everything like that. Now, there were a lot of issues the way that bill was presented, and It went before a hearing. It was deferred in the hearing to answer some more questions. And I've been informed that it's probably not going to come up in this legislative session. The current legislative session has to close by the first week of June. So there's really not much time left for them to complete a bill, for it to go through both the House and the Senate. And as I said, I was speaking to someone who works for the Louisiana Real Estate Commission, and they've kind of backed off trying to push it through for this term. At their hearing, I thought it was very informative, though, is that they were really harping on the public marketing of a property that you don't own. They were primarily concerned with how you're marketing it. Like I said, if you just put it out on Craigslist that has a general access to, or if you sent a mass email saying you have these properties under contract to people that you don't have any prior contact with whatsoever. Those are the type of things that they seem to be